Welcome to Honeybee.
Hey.
We have a guest today, and her name is Ray Indigo.
Hi,
Beautiful
thanks for having
name.
me.
Already, you already know it's going to be a hot show because
I
Ray
love
Indigo.
your hair.
Yeah, your
Thank
hair
you.
looks amazing.
I had to. You know what's funny is now I'm sitting in between two natural, beautiful blondes, and I'm like, okay, now I fit in. I'm a part of the crew.
You have the ombre.
Yes, yeah, the ombre, yes. And I love blonde, and so I said I wanted to do something different for my look on the entertainment scene here in Las Vegas. And so I said, I know they're normally used to seeing me in long black locks, or my little short auburn bob wig. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna surprise them. Yeah, I'm doing something a little like pizzazz.
I'm hiding my face.
Yeah, but she's doing that little sexy Jessica Rabbit. I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way. Look today, okay?
You will see
Bye.
my post. Somebody told me that I look drunk and I don't even drink.
You know what?
No, not drunk, but what do you call that when you are drugged?
Oh, a little dazed
roofied.
and dazed,
Look, roofied.
roofied or dazed, and
Yeah,
it's kind
something
of like dazed,
like
like a deer in headlights.
That was funny though.
Oh, that's well. I hope they didn't mean it in a bad way.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's not.
Okay,
But
'cause that's
anyways,
hungry.
guys, our topic today is alone and untouchable.
Yes, can't touch this. No. Because we will sting you if you try to touch us.
And the reason why we have Ray today is JC is in. I think he has an emergency.
Yes.
That he has to take care of something really, really important.
Yeah.
And we have Ray here with us today. She is the owner of Flawless
Formula Flawless.
Formula for.
Formula Flawless. It's a
Formula
skincare line.
Flawless.
Oh.
At first, I thought it's Formula One. No,
Formula
it's Formula
One.
Flawless.
I know.
F1 skincare line. Call us boost to you. Call us, we'll race to you and put on your face.
Ray is also a yoga instructor
Oh.
and a motivational speaker.
Oh my goodness. See, I'm
Are you
learning
feeling
a little bit more.
unmotivated? Just let me talk.
Right? Oh, we're going to give her the floor in just a little while, you guys. It's going to be an amazing show, so please stay tuned. Do not go
Yes.
anywhere, okay?
Yes. But before we go, I just want to actually go ahead and tell us everything that you do and how you do it.
So I have a skincare company. It's 100% fresh. So we have a different manufacturing model from everything else, where they tend to be made to last in a warehouse. We ship direct to the customers, fresh from our lab, which means no additives, no nasty preservatives, fillers. All the 60 to 70% of most of your skincare is stuff that benefits the company,
That's right.
not you. What I do benefits that. I also run a global yoga school and a movement arts, martial arts school. And so I do a lot of things with my body and my mind as well.
Wow. I think transformation is on the way.
It's on the menu.
Yeah. It's definitely on the top of my bucket list now. Get yourself your body, summer body ready. So
Summer
and
body
internally, your skin,
Yes.
the internal, the yoga, the meditation, all that. She does it all.
The
so
inner glow
I love it.
Yes.
and outer glow.
Yeah.
There you go. See, well, that's what this is all about, self-care. So
Yeah,
she's here to
yes. This
share
topic
some
is all
tips.
about self-care. So
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Mhm.
Well, anyways,
Love it.
we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we're going to dive into our topic today. And we'll tell you all the products that Ray has.
Looking forward to it. Stay tuned.
Are you looking to record or film your podcast? We have the sound room and all necessary equipment you need. Contact us for pricing and to schedule your tour.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause, because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, social media shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
Well, welcome back to the second portion of the Honeybees, where we are sitting with the beautiful Ray Indigo of Formula
Flawless.
Flawless.
Formula Flawless.
Formula Flawless. We're going to get it together, you guys. It's such an amazing product that we just want the product out here, okay, real fast. So we're not even thinking about the name because just look at her. She's flawless. So that should remind us of her name of her company, Formula Flawless. I love that. And welcome back. So tell us a little bit more about, where we can actually find some of this product.
Well, formulaflawless.com. So we don't do retail. We ship direct to customers. There's no one in between you and the product.
There you go.
It's couldn't be fresher.
Between you and the product. So there's
That's
nobody.
awesome.
And it's the same thing as our topic today,
Yes.
alone and untouchable.
No one touches it before it gets to you, except the postal.
Right, exactly. But they can't get in that box.
Hopefully they don't go in that
They
box.
better not. They better not. Okay, it'd be some problems. But that's absolutely wonderful because, skincare, when we're talking about self-care and alone and untouchable, what that really means to me, at least, is that, when you're alone and, if you're single and you have no one to actually take care of you, you have those partners that love to pamper you, love to take you on spa days and things like that. They pay to go get your nails done. They pay to go get your facials and all of that. But me being a single lady, the single ladies. Okay, so I'm alone and untouchable, So also what that means to me is that being alone and untouchable, like I'll be literally alone in my room and I'll be working so hard on all of these projects for my clients and, and I'm like literally pulling my hair out and I'm racing through my days and going through my days and not one day out of the month do I find a moment to actually take care of me. And,
This is a problem, my love. Because
not 1 minute.
This is a problem because this is the thing that happens so much for like the type A women or the women that are the go-getters is that we're so externally manifesting. We're focused on this external manifestation that we lose the inner battery. Who is the one inside that's doing all of this doingness? And we lose that. And if you don't institute daily self-care and weekly stuff, then you're going to break down. And as a woman, if you start breaking down and you start looking like crap, what happens?
That's very true.
What happens to your business prospects?
That's very true.
It's not fair either.
It's not.
It's not fair at all.
Yeah.
Guys can get all the wrinkles, go totally bald, get super fat,
Gentlemen.
and be fine. Sorry, it's true. And you'll still, your business will still thrive. But as a woman, if you don't do self-care, it's not fair.
Exactly.
So what's self-care meaning because me as as a single woman and taking care of myself is something that you cannot touch me. Like you cannot touch me, you cannot go date me if I said no. I love to say the no.
Because it's all about you.
Self-care. So you're talking about self-care as a boundary.
As a boundary.
So so first off, we have the boundary of we're not allowing certain bad energies, negativity, or we're not letting it in our zone, and we're not also fighting against it either. We just walk away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
The boundary is actually you come across someone who's not awesome. You don't have to persecute them.
Exactly.
You can just go down another street.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, just
That's
I'm
very
gonna hang a
true.
left. That's not my vibe.
Exactly. It's like don't get in that mental state where you're like all this in a bag of Doritos and it's like, no, I am untouchable. And it's just like calm down. Just kindly, like you say, just say no, thank you. Because you also have to say right.
I'm just gonna be over here out of your touching range.
Right, exactly. And I actually was on a personal note, I actually had an encounter with someone in the last month and as a single lady, and this person came into my zone. I allowed into my space, and this is bad, ladies. When you allow them into your space before you really get to know them. See, so self-care is not all
I wanna talk
about just
that.
about right.
Let me hold on. Let me touch on this one. So we're talking about boundaries, but this what you just talked about is we have a problem as women where we physically connect with someone before we build an emotional bond.
Right.
Okay. And this, I don't care how much it's encouraged by society. It doesn't serve a woman. I don't think it serves men either.
No,
but for
it
a
doesn't.
female, you need to wait 3 weeks, a month.
Oh my
build an
God,
emotional bond.
yes.
If the person isn't interested in you, if you don't have sex with them, you already know. Let's not
gotta
like
think of that part.
like we already know. But
Right.
or any
But
intimacy.
That's
or any physical
that's true.
touch, you
Holding
have to-
hands, you know,
holding
on the
hands.
third day that you just started getting to know them, and you're like all gung ho over them because they're saying the right things, they're
Or
making
because
you feel the right. They're charming, they're charismatic, they're taking you on lavish dinner just the 2 days after meeting them, and you're thinking, "This is the man of my dreams." Well, your mental self care is very, and emotional self care is very important, ladies, because once you allow them so quickly into your zone, now you're vulnerable to the
the
letdown
rejection.
and the
Because
rejection.
what happens
Yeah.
next? What happens next is
You know,
now you spend the
players.
next weeks wondering, are they going to text me? And you start to
Right.
overthink, and now you start
Right.
to ruminate, and you find all your flaws, and you end up in a negative state.
Oh my
But if you have a
goodness.
proper boundary, right? No, what do? If you have a proper boundary when you first meet people, and the boundary is, I'm going to build emotional connection.
Yes.
first. Like, let's go on a hike together. Well, how did the
Yes.
hike go? You spent 3 hours hiking with this person.
Exactly.
If that is way more important that went well than
Right.
some sort of physical expression that leaves
Exactly.
you ruminating and finding all your flaws, and that it destroys your life. So the boundary isn't just about creating a good relationship eventually. It's about the relationship with yourself. Like when I exposed myself to a physical communication with someone and I didn't have the emotional communication there first, what am I left with? We all know the answer. What happens
we know.
next? So the boundary is be okay saying, I want to get to know you more first.
Right.
And then if
Before
they
you
don't want to
disclose.
get to know you more,
Yeah.
honey, you have your answer.
Exactly.
Honeybees, you have your answer.
Honeybees, you have your answer. Okay. And the bee
You know what
have
funny
left
was?
the building.
You know what funny
outta
was
here.
here in Las Vegas? I've seen it. I had really long relationship in the past, and then when I become single, I just keep on dating almost every single night. Sushi.
Yes.
I call this
If they took me on a
date
sushi
because
update,
I got
anyway.
invited 5 days in a row on a sushi date.
Wow.
Every single person.
I love that
brought me
sushi
to a
too.
sushi. And at
Might
the
be
5th day, I
vulnerable.
said no.
I have a boundary. My self-care is it's enough sushi.
Yeah.
So anyways, here
exactly.
in Las Vegas, it seems that you see a lot of guys or even female, not only guys, that literally just wanna
Wanna
go.
what?
We want
a short kind of like
Short little
relationship.
stint. Yeah.
Let's call it a short experience.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
They
You
want a
read my
short
mind. Just a little
experience.
short
Yeah.
experience. You know what? Because they have the ego, like, oh, I can pull her. So if you're vulnerable like that and you open yourself up to accepting anybody into your space,
If you
and
become an experience for another.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And you're so desperate that you just want someone in your life. You're gonna be the victim of these
Sure.
type of people that are gonna, target you because we have like sucker written all over our
Yeah.
face.
No, but what we
I mean, this
actually
is-
have is we have a culture that encourages that behavior.
There you
Like,
go.
let's be honest. Like, there's an idea in our culture that I'm a free woman. I can go and have sex with
Yes.
all these guys, and that means I'm liberated. Okay, if that's your liberation, if that's true, tell me how you feel afterwards.
Exactly.
What happens to your internal world? And that's what the self-care needs to be.
Yes.
How do you feel? What happens?
Deep.
Maybe there's 1% of the time that behavior succeeds in something you actually want. But really what happens is you harden yourself. You say, when they don't write back or the relationship then diminishes, you don't get that emotional juice, that connectivity that you actually wanted. What happens next?
Exactly.
You either become cold and decide, well, I'll just do this behavior more because it's got to be right. I'm free. I'm
Right.
liberated. I'm liberated.
Right.
I'm liberated. I'm liberated.
Yeah.
I'm liberated really hard right now. But
And
you're not
eventually
liberated
I'm
at
going to
all.
get married from all this. You know,
If marriage is your goal, that will no, it doesn't
No.
work that way.
No,
Sometimes,
ladies, no.
maybe, but most of the time, look at how your heart feels.
Exactly. I think that is wonderful, wonderful advice. That's why she's a motivational speaker. And she's gone through some experiences where she can, speak on this topic very, very eloquently and very knowledgeably. So
Yep.
I appreciate that. And actually that helped me because, I have been single for so long, and sometimes because you when you're single for so long, especially a mature lady like myself, I get to the point where I've said verbally, I am never going to date again. I've been through 2 marriages, failed marriages, twins, my twins, blessed with twins out of one of the marriages, but with 2 marriages under my belt, and me being so busy now, my excuse is not to date anymore because I'm too busy. I've been hurt before. I'm tired of getting hurt. There's no good men out there. That was my attitude. So I stayed single for so long, and then here comes this Mr. Charming guy, and at my age I should know better. But I felt like, what, I've had this talk with one of my lady friends, I call her my sister friend, and she said, you know what, don't give up, even at your age, because I was always using that age factor as, oh, I'm too old, it's over for me, it's like, nobody's going to want somebody my age, but then there are women and men that are getting married at 80 years old.
It's not true.
And it's very not true.
You're
And
telling
I
yourself
understand
that as a defense.
It's a defense mechanism,
defense.
and that's exactly what
But
it
if
is.
you know that it's a defense mechanism, all of a sudden it dissolves. If you're like, I'm just defending myself, and that's okay,
Right,
because I've
right.
had pain.
Exactly.
The moment you acknowledge it's a defense, it doesn't have so much power, and all of a sudden you're
Right.
like, well, maybe
And that's what
spring
I
can
did.
blossom again.
And this is what I did, but on the flip side, when you do it, you have to do it exactly the way she expressed it. Like, you still have to have those boundaries. Get to know the person over time. Don't, release all this energetic and enthusiasm on the first, encounter with them, and just be like, you're the one,
Can't hurry the hardest.
You can't, right. It's like, slow down, let's get to know each other as friends, hang out, what happened to the old
But
fashioned.
men appreciate that as well.
They
Because
really
the moment
do.
you behave like this, because, guys have a lot of impulse, and they have, like, other programs maybe running.
Yes.
But at the heart of it, the being that's a man also wants connection, but the woman has to pace that properly.
Right.
And so he can actually bloom in a relationship as well.
Exactly.
The woman holds this power, and you do, and you should wield it
They said we hold the
intelligently.
power and the bajinje.
Period. We do. Like, I have a lock, like a padlock on mine. It's never gonna happen anytime soon. It's a padlock on that one, because I just don't give it up freely. It's not gonna
Well,
give
it's
it up.
really important.
If I was to ever get married again, I'd actually say I wouldn't give it up until I got married again.
Well, it's really
'cause I'm not
important to say
There's a
no.
wisdom to that.
Yeah.
There's a wisdom to
can't have it.
Yeah, because the other issue that's really happening in the culture is the raising up of sex as being so important. I mean, I'm sorry. You can kind of make yourself have an orgasm, hopefully at this age. So,
Yes.
so then, if sex is so important, and I'm not saying it's not a lovely part of a relationship,
Yeah.
It is
But-
very lovely.
but
Yeah.
that's maybe an hour of your day, maybe 10 minutes. depending.
Right.
The rest of your day is the experience of being with the other person.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what the focus should be, because the sex
Yes.
is an expression of that connection.
That connection and that adoration for one another and the physical feelings for one another.
And when you have that, in fact, the sex isn't that important, because the other thing is actually so much more. And then the sex is like a blossom on top.
Yeah. It's like a bonus to the relationship.
And so when you change your
a bonus
viewpoint-
package.
When you change your viewpoint about what actually turns you on is that connectivity and that beingness, all of a sudden you're not vulnerable anymore, because what you
Right.
actually are focusing on is not a hookup and then maybe you get emotional connection later. No, I want the emotional connection first, buddy. That's where my clit is.
Right. There. Ooh. You better preach. You better preach. I think when I get home after the replay, trust me, I'm going to have that little clip right there on my phone to remind me every day. That's what it is. Okay, right there.
That's self-care.
Very good. Very good.
Well, I just want to ask you this because you were talking about what healthy and what not healthy, right? So, being a woman that you're successful, you've been so single or alone for a long time,
Right.
and then eventually somebody came in, right, to your life.
Hence, what
And-
happened to me.
Normally that relationship doesn't work because you are so freaking used to of being alone.
Yes.
You don't know how to treat. You don't know
Yeah.
how to
Oh my
be with this
You don't
woman.
know how to be in
This
relationship.
is true.
That
Because it's
happens
just
to a lot
happened
of
to me.
people.
And
Yeah.
and what that I can piggyback off of that, because what just happened to me over the last month is I met this gentleman and he DM'd me, and I'm not going to go into details, but I'm just going to say it was a dud, because not only was this person, I can't say what his motives were technically, but then again, I can say that I would assume that it's just to see if he still got it, but he was a cheater, because I did find out, through the grapevine, thank God for Facebook, and in some
They
ways.
have groups on this,
Yeah,
too.
and I found that this person has a lady for like the last 3 years. And so, he's texting me saying, I
Did you
can
write to
explain.
her?
No, I did not, because you know what? If she's gullible enough to stay with this man, not thinking that he's out
She
there
doesn't
doing it.
know.
You know what?
I'm
He's-
guessing she doesn't know.
I'm guessing too, but then again, some women I know will not give up on someone because they love him so much, and they will allow this to happen. Just like in domestic violence relationships, they stay because of the security, they have nowhere else to go. Or because they say, oh, he really loves me, that's why he's showing me this kind of attention. But women make up excuses to stay with someone who they know is not a good person or not right for them, that they truly don't deserve them, and this man did not deserve me. So I nipped it in the
But let me
bud.
address
I
that-
cut
let
it
me
off.
address that. So why do they stay? So yeah, the cheater. This is an interesting principle in this universe.
And my mental self-care was more in emotional. My heart was
No,
really
you-
the heartstrings.
You,
was like,
you don't touch that. That's a
Yes,
mess.
that's
You don't
untouchable
touch
now.
it. That is untouchable by you because you
Yes.
have boundaries.
yeah, now I have stronger boundaries because I see that the games are still being played by older men as well. And so now my boundaries
Well,
are,
they
my
are
wall
more-
is back up.
Yeah, but
Where I
but now
put it
here's
down, now
the-
my wall is
Here's
back
the
up.
problem: is that when you start to, it can make your heart cold. Okay, so
Yes,
there's a
I've
way
been cold
to
for
both be
years.
loving and understanding, and also to create a proper distance so that the behaviors and actions of another don't hit you.
Right.
Right. And it's an interesting balance. So for a lot of women, you're doing a calculation in your mind. Like, okay, he's got this and this, but okay, he might cheat, but listen, wrong calculation. You need to have the connection.
Yeah.
The connection has to be first. And then if you find yourself in a relationship that isn't good, this is an interesting analogy that we should think about.
Yeah.
Let's say I have a glass of orange juice, but I want a glass of beer. Well, I only have one glass. So I have to pour out what's in the other one. And that empty glass, before I put the new thing in, that's the problem everyone's suffering. You're
That
afraid
is so true.
of the empty glass,
Right.
right? Instead of recognize the empty glass is a part of the process until it becomes full.
Right.
So what happens when that glass is empty, and this is where everyone mistakes, is when it's empty and you feel this vacuum in your life, you start to pull something in. But the universe is ironic. It doesn't send you the best thing most of the time because you're perceiving a loss or an emptiness, you take what comes first.
That's
And so
So
you're like,
true.
oh, I got some attention. Oh, maybe. I'll ignore all these red flags. No.
Oh, my
One red
goodness.
flag and the glass stays empty. I have a no red flag.
amen.
One
to
red
that.
flag and I'm going to keep my glass empty.
Yes.
It's fine. I'd rather have the empty, but you have to see it so clearly that you know my glass is just empty.
Right.
An empty glass can become full. But if I start pouring
Then
some garbage in there, well, now my life is
Garbage.
full. I don't have the emptiness.
Right.
But what do I actually
What
got?
you
A
really have is
deprivation.
equality. Exactly.
And so it's better to have the emptiness. Go do more classes.
Hello.
Find other
Something.
things.
Exactly. Like I stay busy with my entertainment life,
But don't
you know.
become cold-hearted because then
I
what
know.
happens is that's the other thing. Is like, okay, I stay busy. I do other things. I'm a
That's
go-getter.
true.
I'm a type A woman. Now at the same time as you have a good boundary, you have to also become open and receptive.
That's very true.
And
I think taking the risk is very important. Like you were saying earlier, like, oh, he might cheat. If you don't take the risk, how would you know?
he might cheat.
Well,
He
yeah.
might cheat, but then
And it's, I hate to
he
say
might not.
But also, if he does cheat, it's not a reflection of you.
It's
Yeah,
not.
and also,
Yeah,
if he
and that's
does
exactly
cheat,
it. We think
you
it's a
can sit
reflection of
down and not be angry. You can, because you don't need to be offended if
Ooh.
someone poops on the floor.
Yeah.
You didn't. That's their thing, and so you can sit with this person and not touch into all you violated my no.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
his-
It's not. Yeah.
It's his thing. And you can sit there and say, well, what do you think about this? Why are you doing this? Like, what is the benefit? What's the outcome? And you can literally have that conversation and repair the human in real time because probably he doesn't know why he's cheating. And so I'm saying if something bad happens, you love somebody, I'm not saying sit there for abuse, but they make a mistake, you can sit there and you don't have to decide at that moment what you're going to do and just have a conversation without accusation and just say, why did you do that?
And
Like
it's,
you would with your kid. Because
Right.
is the man an adult when he does that or is he a child?
Right. Yeah, the first thing we do want to do when we face that kind of situation is we want to just act on impulse and just react
But what if
instead of
you're
being proactive.
curious?
And actually,
Be curious. Why did you
I
do it?
reacted in that way because of the past came to the forefront.
Right.
And the Taurus came out in me, the bull came out in me, because I am too mature to deal with the pettiness and
The
childishness.
past came to the forefront.
And the past came to
Exactly.
the forefront, and I zoomed in on that text.
But what if you had asked him this? So this is
I mean, I
different
was
way.
like, how could you do that?
Wait,
And
before you say, I just want to say, I don't know if it's I'm getting older or I am the kind of person that for a reason I don't have any jealousy anymore. I don't check on men. I don't when
I ain't got time.
me neither.
maybe it's the time, right? When people
Definitely no time.
I am also in this situation now when a guy texted you, I don't text them until 2 days after, okay? And if a guy texted me a week ago and I'm the kind of person, I think I got too confidence now and no insecurity at
Right,
all.
right.
So where I am that kind of person where even though I didn't, we had kind of like a little argument from 2 weeks, 1 month ago. And if I need something from you, I'm gonna call you. I'm not gonna say,
Right.
oh, is he gonna text me back? Or maybe he thinks about, I like him still. I don't do that shit.
Yeah, that's right.
I just text him, hey. And it's like, hey, did we had an argument? Like, I think they have the insecurity because they're like, do you remember you were like fighting with me? I'm like, I'm not fighting with you. We have an argument. But I
Sometimes
will
it's just
call you whenever I need you.
Yeah.
You see, I'm saying,
Yeah. Just because we have a disagreement doesn't mean you're dead to me.
yeah,
Right.
You know, you're
Right.
still a person. Yeah, I'm not going to be with you.
Yeah, and that's
But you're still a person. And so this is what I'm saying is you can be curious. Hey,
Yeah.
why did you do this? Is a
Yeah.
more interesting question
Yeah.
than you're a jerk.
Then yeah.
Than taking the past.
Yeah,
and-
you're a
and-
dog.
He may be, but aren't you curious why? I have a curiosity, and if you don't blame the person, you're like, hey, you did this thing. It's kind of lame, but why did you do it? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the question you ask
I
is,
like that.
That's true, and
tell
I
me
did do
how
that.
it's right.
Yeah.
You just ask them, tell me how it's right, because inside of them, I promise you, is a whole series of justifications, and you want them to see it too. So you just ask, tell me how it's right, and they'll be like, what do you mean? You're such a psycho. And you're, I just want to understand because I know that you have a reason why you did this, and I want to understand that. So tell me how it's
that's
right.
really funny that you say that. Okay,
But
here's the deal.
I have something to say about
Here's the
that.
deal. Okay, I am the kind of person, I don't ask that question. You know why? When somebody did something, I'm gonna wait for you to explain yourself.
Oh, but they don't even know.
No,
why.
But
well,
that's-
here's the deal is,
I have a different outlook on it.
what I do is I just don't ask the question and you're dead to me.
Yeah.
That's how I do
That's
it.
good.
And then if they come to me and explain to me, I normally said, honey, I don't have time for this.
Share your
Nobody
spoken word.
deserves your explanation. It's because I think they're dead to me.
I love your very, deep
I'm
and
curious,
loving. Yes,
because I can make them dead to me at any point, but I want
Right.
to know.
and I
In
get
your
that.
world, how did you do the math to decide that this
I
was the
love
right
it.
action? I want to really understand.
You know what? It's
I'm
holding them
super
accountable
curious.
as
I
well,
like
and
that.
it's putting them back
It's
to them
holding-
against the wall and saying, "You owe me an explanation because I had this limited trust, which I normally never give any trust to anyone this soon, but I trusted you to a certain extent. So now you owe me an explanation, and I need
But
to
if
know
you say it
what
like
makes
that,
you feel
you have to
that
ask
this
him.
is the right thing to
Yeah,
do."
you have to ask. Tell me
And
how
I
that's
understand
right.
that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm also I'm on your side of the fence with that, but I'm in the middle because I love that.
You can't.
But
do
I'm
it-
on
you
her
can't
side
do it every
because
time.
right.
You can't figure out.
Well,
this
for the
particular
people-
time, I
for the
had
people-
to cut him off
For the
because
people
he's
that
literally
for
a
the
liar.
people that for the people that I want to give chance to, I will ask that question. But 90% of the time, they're dead to me. So
Yeah.
10% I will
You know-
ask that question. I will be
you-
like, okay, why?
Right.
So-
And I don't wish this person bad or anything. I never
no,
wish
they're not
anyone
dead.
bad. Now
I
back
just
in the
used
day
the
when I
word dead.
when I was younger, oh yeah, I was one of those very angry black women, okay? Where it was like, yeah, you're dead to me, and I hope I'm not gonna say it
I
now.
hope it falls off.
Yeah, I hope it falls off and it gets run over by a Mack truck. And then you're on disability
gosh.
for the rest of your life, and you're living outside of a box, and then cats and dogs are peeing on it. And I was going in like that's how it
You're
was.
going hard.
Oh, I would go hard, and I've
my
said some
God.
bad things. I'm probably reaping karma about it because I believe
I just said
that
that the other
karma's
day.
real.
I just said
To wish something on
the
somebody.
other day I had this car. This car literally, what do you call that? Shouting, yelling at me in the middle of the road. And then I don't know what I did. I was driving 25 miles per hour.
Oh, I think that was
45.
me because I
And
can
then,
see 25.
because it's raining, it's
That was
raining.
me.
So this car, this guy, and he's a guy, he's probably on his 55s, went in the, in the side of my car and flipped me off. And I said, I hope you're gonna run over by a dump truck.
Your dump truck or something, yeah. But you know what? And we're still talking about self-care, everybody, okay? Because it's mental. This is all about the mental, care that we need to take note of. And it's really important because your brain has a lot to do with, every aspect of your body. And being stressed out, allowing people in to control your emotions is
It's
devastating.
very important.
And so I love everything that you're bringing to the table by explaining to us the best ways to keep calm in situations so we can be in our self-care mode when it comes down to our mental stability. Because something like this can not only hurt you physically, emotionally, and mentally, because now you're getting home, you're all stressed out, you're like, oh, these drivers could like me. I've done that before. I get home and I'm so ticked off by the bad drivers here in Las Vegas and people flipping me off and me flipping them off too. And
You
then
would never do that.
okay, so you said. But yeah, I mean, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. The road rage out here is so bad that I can get really upset when I'm in a hurry. And
We exist in a universe of force.
exactly.
Whether it's
So it's like,
energetic
I want you to do
forces.
that
I was
anymore
like-
because I love you.
I was like, I'm not
I'm
doing
trying not to.
anything. I was just driving 25 because it's raining so
But it had
hard.
nothing
I
to- It
know.
had nothing to do
And-
with him.
and then he came to me.
Him.
And
So
that's
I
why
said,
I love
okay.
you because
Because somebody else could have seen you driving slow,
Right.
and they wouldn't. So the,
I
And
was
they
just
didn't-
people driving slow.
but the thing
Yeah.
is like that response from him.
Yeah.
You just have it's not my circus, not my monkeys. You don't.
Well,
you
and
don't-
I love this
Nobody do that.
This is why she's so calm sitting right
Just-
next to me.
okay,
I
well,
can
that's
feel this
really
good
funny.
It's
vibration.
just a mean, stupid person. That's it.
I know.
But you then you take it and you start stabbing yourself in different ways. Like you
That's
get
very
mad,
true.
that's self-stabbing.
You
Or you get sad, self-stabbing. Or you get why is the world? But the world is as
That's
it is.
really
And
funny
it's
because
only hurting you because
that's really funny because
stress
after
kills.
that I was just laughing hard. Me that outburst is not really coming inside of me. It is more
It comes
kind of like
inside of
I don't want you to have the
Look, it comes
idea
inside of me.
that I don't ever take people on in traffic. I have a baseball bat in my front seat, and I'm a martial artist. So I just lift the bat up, and I'm like, "Is it go time?
Like-
am I getting out of the car? Because
Oh,
like
I
I'm
love
serious.
it.
Like if you're gonna come at me, I'll step out. You take the first swing, so it's legal." It's a very different viewpoint, but in general,
Yeah, it is.
I just
It's legal.
realized the world is filled with people who are not functional in
Yep.
so
Very
their
much
body doesn't
Yeah.
work, their mind doesn't work, their emotions are completely disturbed,
Absolutely.
and they're going around the universe as if they're the equal of someone who has done the work and knows how to direct and control all the aspects of their being. And you have to recognize that those people, it's a sadness. They live life essentially not knowing what you can be as a human being, what the
Exactly.
potential of beingness is. And I just recommend, in general, leave them, but occasionally have some fun.
I love it. You heard it. Now this is the best advice. If you are not tuned, go get a friend. If you have family members that are in the house, they need to hear this. Please go get them and have them sit next to you and listen to this lady because she's teaching us some. She's preaching to the church today.
You pick your battles, and most of them aren't worth it. But every now and again, like if
great.
someone gets me when I had a day, and I'm like, "All right, I guess you're the winner of the prize. I have a lot of vitriol, and I will donate it to you now."
Yes.
You are the and we have to recognize, like this universe, we're not independent. We're interdependent. We're always in exchange with
We're
everything.
not independent.
No,
I'm
I'm sorry.
Just
Yeah. But we're always in exchange with everything around us.
Yeah.
Whether it's verbal, energy,
Right.
physical,
Right.
and you need to know how to direct those exchanges towards your own fruition, whatever that means, whether it's dating, driving, or shopping.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the self-care
Talking
do
about shopping.
shopping.
Let me ask you this, ladies. When you shop, do you bring somebody with you or you're alone?
No,
I usually go.
I like alone. Yeah, I
'cause I'm
love it.
fast, and then most people aren't as
Yes.
fast. I like
Same
"Ooh,
here.
This.
Same
I know
here.
what that. Okay, so
I know what I'm going in there for. I don't want anyone to see me.
exactly. So I'm talking about now the address you wanna wear. So yeah, do you go with somebody or you?
I go by
No,
myself.
by myself. I know what I like to look good in.
Yeah.
I know what I look good in, and I know how to shop for myself.
So
I don't
what do
need
you think-
anyone's opinion to tell me, this doesn't make me look fat. Is my
Yeah.
stomach?
Oh my
no,
God. I
I
hate
know
that.
what makes me look good.
I
So,
go I
I'm
go
a fashionista.
shopping. I go shopping and look. Oh, that one look good on me. Oh no, it's not. Oh, I don't see anything. I go out.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like people telling me, "Oh, you look good." Oh, shut
Yeah,
up.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. I don't need them to tell me
I
because
tell
when I go
people-
out, it proves it because everyone says, you look fabulous. I'm like,
Oh, I know.
I'm a great shopper. I
My
can be
eyes
your
work,
shopper.
so.
Too. Exactly. My eyes work. So I think I got this. I have this under control.
I'm gonna
You are-
piggyback at the balance that you were talking about. You know, balance is really, really important. I have been told before that I cannot go on with my life without with just telling, like you were telling, like, oh, I'm just gonna be single forever. I'm happy being single.
But it's a lie you're telling yourself.
That's
Yes,
so true.
correct.
It's a lie
Correct.
because when you say that, you immediately create the opposite inside, which is a deep desire not to be single. And so you've created essentially a battle inside of yourself
Yes.
where you've decided, I'll be single forever, but I have this longing for connection. So now you've self-problemated. You've
Oh
gave
my
yourself an
goodness.
internal problem.
Right.
Instead of just being honest, it hasn't arrived yet.
Yes,
all.
exactly.
It hasn't arrived yet. Oh, is this one it? No.
It's
Is
our
this
own.
one it? No. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. This is now we have a connection.
Right.
And we complicate it because we see our friends maybe in a successful relationship, or we have this pressure. We have our goals, and it's not true. So then we create all these little command phrases, these things we tell ourselves. We lie to ourselves. Don't do
Yep.
that.
Yes.
Because if Mr. Prince Charming walked right in here, and you're like, I want to be single forever, and yet he's the perfect one.
Yes.
It's a lie.
Right.
So just be
You miss
honest
out
and
on
say,
that.
Just be honest and accept it.
perhaps
Claim
I will
it.
enjoy my life
Yes.
solo. Perhaps I will enjoy it that way. Perhaps I will enjoy it that way for a little bit and then connect. And just leave it like that. Don't overthink this area of your life. And then when you go out, be open and no red flags. So you can still be with someone near them that gives you red flags. You don't have to kill them. You don't have to hate them.
Like I
Right?
did.
But you need to see it for what it is and say, okay, this red flag, where does it go? And so then you see it for where it is, and it doesn't turn you on. Your clit ain't there because you want that emotional connection because you've done the work and you know what you want. And if you go through life like this, when something comes, someone tries to pour, red wine in your beer glass, you say no.
Yeah.
I don't like that. And that's okay. You can have it over there. And we overcomplicate this. We make it dramatic and we use it as a way to imprison and punish ourselves. Oh, my life is incomplete.
And that's great choice of words, prison and punish ourselves, because I've done that for so many years after failed relationships and blaming myself because I'm thinking, well, what's wrong with me? I must have done something wrong, or I don't look the part, I don't appeal to them, I don't please them here or there, whatever area of our relationship.
You're talking about a transactional relationship,
yeah,
not a relationship of like a high affinity heart bond.
Right.
Transactional is, am I pretty enough? Do I fit in the boxes? And this is a sickness because while you want someone to have their life in a good condition,
yes,
that's not the merit, the placement of the relationship. It's I love you how you are in all your variations.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeking.
Right.
But you need to be honest. And you need to educate people. I'm seeking I love you however, which doesn't mean I let myself be a slob because I got pride.
Right.
But it also doesn't mean I'm like, oh, you didn't like me because I have a little jelly roll on the side.
Right.
Because it's not true.
Right.
People love for no reason at all. Unreasonable love is what you're seeking.
Right.
Not all the logic, all the calculations.
Exactly.
I see two different types of women when it comes to this alone. Some women are feeling that like, oh my God, I'm alone and I'm
There's
alone
something
and
wrong with me,
untouchable.
yeah.
But why no
one wants to touch me?
Right.
Well, and there's another type of women where like I'm alone and untouchable, and literally like I think it's part of the cold heart that you were saying.
Yes.
I'm a very cold-hearted woman.
Yes.
Because so now what is
that?
Why is that?
Okay, so what this is remember when you're younger, and especially like teenage, 20s, you have this giant, passionate fairy tale story that's in your heart.
I used to have that.
We all had that. We all grew up with it. We have this desire for this kind of perfection. And
Yes.
you go through life, and you get hit, and you
Prince
get hit,
Charming.
and you get hit, and you get hit. And all of a sudden, the emotions stop moving in the heart because you have this idea that emotion leads to pain.
Exactly.
So you shut it down.
That is exactly
And you
what
become
I've been
cold.
through all my life.
Yeah, and you become cold, and
And
so
I did
now
become cold.
that
I've been called stoic.
Oh,
Well-
cold and stoic. That was me. That was my middle name.
that's
relationship.
okay, but it's also a lie.
I know.
It's also a
Because
It is.
how do you-
It really is.
How do you break that?
How do you break that? Yes.
Bit by bit. Poco a poco.
That's what they told me a bit. Yes,
but
you're right.
you break it consciously, and
I'm
it's not
trying to.
because in the past the way you felt, it wasn't conscious. It was just there.
Yeah.
Now that you lost that, to return it becomes a conscious practice of allowing the heart to again blossom and
It's so
to
hard.
feel an expression. But you do it bit by bit, like you crack the door a little bit and let some light in, and then if you need to shut it, you shut it. But you crack it a little more, and you practice with your friends, like actually being enthusiastic and letting your heart burst.
Right.
And then the next time you go on a date, you decide for no reason to let your heart burst. And it's nothing to do with him. We think it has to do, we think that it's outside of us.
Yeah, we do.
But it's not. It's you break open your own heart and you love indiscriminately, which does not mean you stay with the person forever. You just, in that moment, you can just open it. And you do this bit by bit, and one day you'll find that you can just be in love with anyone. Doesn't mean that you
Ooh,
stay.
I think the guy is
You know
coming.
what? But all this sounds so complicated.
It
It's
is
like,
very
why does
complicated.
love relationships have to be so complicated where you have to go through all these different channels to, of your emotions and, okay, I'm going to do this.
Because we've
but
made
I'm
it
gonna do this,
transactional.
But I have to do this. I have to back up. I have to stay
So
slow.
you're describing
I have
a
to stay-
transaction.
Yeah, these are
Because
transactions. I'm
we
like,
have as a culture taken love out of and this like passion out of
This is-
like something else, and we turn it into a transaction.
and this is what makes it so difficult to even desire to be in a
but
relationship.
no one
Like,
even
I don't
knows
even have
they
time.
do it.
I really don't even want
Because
to.
that transaction is uncomfortable. It's and you
It
know
is. It's
it's
too
not
much.
true.
It's like a full-time job,
It's like and it feels bad, and you're like, shit. Do I have to wait to text them back? No, just actually be freely kind. That's the
Yeah.
rule. And then if someone gets weird, be like, why are you being weird? Be direct.
Yep.
And then if they don't like that, that's also fine. But the
That
reality
is a flag, too.
you have, it's a flag, but you've poisoned yourself with the ideology of a culture that leads you to a transactional relationship and a diminished state of being.
Right.
You now exist transacting with your spouse.
Right.
You keep track of everything. No, that's not what a relationship should be. But all the people now in our culture have this poisoned into them from early age.
Yeah.
And we've lost kind of the divinity, the higher aspect of a devoted, powerful, committed relationship because we're like, well, I'll commit to you, but I don't know if I like your shoes today. So maybe she's not the one. That is totally crap.
All right, so I like that what you,
I
that
love
you
it.
mentioned that
So
because
good.
I used to do that, right? Transactional, and then when I told you earlier that I can text or call anybody when I want to, I will be.
You broke that
I will-
pattern a bit.
I will be really open and just be chatty, like putting it out there.
Right.
And it's also a part of me of literally kind of screening you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I
The
just
screening
throw
process
something
kinda-
in there like,
Well, you see
Distorted.
it. You see, so communication. One person initiates, the other one receives, and they initiate. And what you're looking at is this reciprocity.
Yep.
And within
Right.
that, everything is unveiled if you're not afraid to communicate. And
Right.
and then the other person oftentimes might be playing games. And so they have a fear to communicate.
This one-
So you just say, you'd be like, hey, you're doing that 2-day thing where we don't text for 2 days? Because that's a game, and if we're
That's a
going to play
game.
that, I can play it well. But is that
Right.
where we're going to be? That's
Right.
a train. And you have to name it. When you name something, it loses power. This is a transactional relationship. So you tell the person, I'm not into a transactional relationship.
Right.
Or maybe you are, in which case get paid.
Right.
But be honest. Be honest with yourself so that you're not walking through life
gosh.
with the hidden
I'm
lies.
learning so much in this show.
I am too, but see, I needed you about a month ago. And then this wouldn't have went down. It wouldn't have went down at all.
But no,
because
now it gave
the
you-
games were played and I got played.
But
Yeah.
because
But-
you agreed to play the game. So there's a great book on transactional psychology
Yep.
called The Games People Play.
Yeah.
Look it up on Amazon just to see everyone's playing games, but do you like that game?
This is
If you don't like it, just name it.
Yeah.
This
and
is
then-
why.
If you like it,
I
then
just
don't
can't.
complain.
Yeah, or then if you like
Right.
it, play it.
Yeah, play it and don't complain.
Don't complain.
I honestly would say it's not going to happen again. I stayed so busy, and I was really busy even when I entertained this thought of checking this person out.
Christina,
But I really
sometimes-
think that honestly, with me being of age, and in April I'll be of ager. I'm not gonna say it, but I'll be of ager in April.
yeah, but you're
I
going to
just
find
really-
an amazing gentleman. I think this summer, probably like June.
Okay, now we have a second, and I just got like chills down
know
because
Yeah, probably like June.
You know what funny was?
if I let my guards down, if I let this wall
you
down,
don't. But the guard is a lie. You don't like. If I walk, someone more short. If I walk through life like this all the time, what am I telling people? I'm defensive. I'm afraid. I'm so fast that you can come any close to me. I can still handle the situation. Believe
Yes.
that you can navigate your situation. Believe that whatever comes, you're capable of being honest, having self-integrity, and not needing to be afraid of people that
Yes,
have
yes.
sickness in them. It's nothing like they just have a flu in the area of a relationship.
right?
It's
Ooh,
nothing
that's
more
deep.
than that.
Okay.
They just don't know how to be because everyone has the wrong information. So how
Yeah.
are they supposed to know
That's
how
what
to
I
be?
was gonna.
That's true.
I was gonna say. Listen, you are busy. You're doing so much things, and you don't want to play this game.
I don't
Listen,
have time or
if
the
you-
mental ability to even
So don't
invest.
don't play.
Well, in my
Just have to
in
be
my
100.
in my situation I'm super duper busy. I don't have time for relationship. Now this game is good to me because now I'm getting that motivation and excitement on my work. So I'm gonna play it. See what
Okay,
I'm saying?
she's
Because
gonna
it's
do it that way.
exciting.
If you get juice from the game, then use it. It's
Yes.
there's no problem playing games.
Yes,
Right.
as long as
exactly.
you
So I'm
know
gonna play
games.
it, but don't play with me now.
I'm going to be a sharpshooter. I'm really going to be a sharpshooter. I'm just going to be like, look, this is how it is. I'm
One
laid
shot
out.
sniper.
Okay, one bad red flag, honey. I'm just shooting
It's
you
a
down.
no red flag rule.
Yeah, I'm
And then-
shooting you down. This just
My teacher
like I
used to
shot
say-
this one
she
down.
would say this. She
quickly.
would go like this. She
Cut it
would
off.
take her hair. She would go like this, and she'd be like, one little strand is off, and I step back.
Ooh,
It's not
I
like
love
I
it.
run.
I'm
I
gonna use
just
that one.
Step back.
Gentlemen,
That's-
anyone that's watching that's interested, you see this little strand?
One
One.
feels off.
If one of my hairs stand up on and just gives me a clue that you are far
You're dead to me.
righteous,
Just
you're
step
dead to
back.
me. Yeah, just back up. Just keep it moving,
No,
son.
I give
Keep
chances
it moving.
because, like what I said, I like to play the game because I'm not gonna be with you anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
let
it's
me
like I
introduce
don't play
another
games,
thing.
and I can see right through you guys.
Let me introduce another concept. What if the man that is your perfect man has a really bad knowledge base about relationships from his childhood? What if that's the case? And he's
I guess I'll be single.
He's trapped in that. But what if you, by displaying the ability to ask questions that unveil for him what's going on, that pattern that he has a moment, he's like, oh my God, I've been a douche my whole life. I don't have to be like
That's
this
true.
anymore. So, but I'm not,
I don't know.
somewhere
I
in
trust.
between, somewhat, well, trust yourself. I trust myself.
I don't trust
Because
him
I
to
work
actually be, like what you're saying. Oh man, I've been a douchebag all my life, and
because you
okay,
don't
I'm
have
listening
an
to you.
experience of that.
I
Hold on,
don't.
let me explain. So I work
Like,
with
I don't know if
people
they'll be
who
honest with me.
have
and
done
actually
really horrible
changing.
things. And if I can't be with them and see the being trapped inside the pattern, I can't help them. But now where does that end? And this is something you have to decide. I'm not saying you can't just next, but I'm also saying, what if you didn't sometimes? What if you were actually strong and steady and stable and restored information to the brother? To this man who
That's
just
true.
doesn't know. And you're like, well, what is the outcome? You keep doing this. Is the life getting better? Sometimes people, I'm not saying try to change them. I'm saying have the ability to have a conversation that allows the consciousness of the other person to possibly liberate themselves from a bad pattern.
You got a point. Okay.
Men
You have
are in
a strong
prison
point.
too. Women are in prison, men are in prison, and we're both shouting across a canyon. Someone needs to soften and not be afraid.
Yep.
Amen.
I think
And
that's
Amen.
trust yourself to be able to navigate. Walk with them through their dark little world and sit there. It doesn't mean you bond to them, but you can
Right.
walk with people through stuff. I'm not saying you should or you have to or it's an obligation.
No, but that is.
but it's
It
an
is something,
option.
yes.
That is a good option,
It's an-
and I
yes.
think
It's an
that
option.
it's very wise. It's very wise and mature too. I think that's a great
Well,
standpoint.
It's you
I-
know
I
what?
mean, I
It's also
totally
functional.
love it.
Do you know how many people
Yeah,
were in a bad
A
pattern?
little dysfunctional.
And I sat with them for a few hours, and they were like, and not in like a blame way, because you'll never open a door. Hey, what are you doing, my friend? Like, what are you doing? Like, tell me, because I think you're trapped in it. That person who's doing those bad things, that man who has a pattern of it,
Yes.
he's sure that that's the right way. But do his results satisfy him? No. He's not happy either. So someone of us has to be smart enough and skillful enough and trust themselves enough to sit with people going through dumb shit.
Yeah.
To just sit there and be like, you fucking up your life over there, my friend. Want to fix it?
Yeah.
Want to have a look because you're safe with me. Like, I get it. You got all these worms in your consciousness.
Yeah.
But maybe I got some dewormer. You want to try it? Yeah, it's just a
Dewormer in
different
my
viewpoint.
purse here. I want to take
Listen, I got a spray for that.
Right. Right. It's called dewormer.
But it's just like we don't, because everyone keeps saying the same things. Oh, next. Well, what if he just is a little broken? I'm not encouraging you, go and fix him. But what if it's just a little, he's had bad information his whole life, like we have.
Yeah.
Where I'm free, I'm a liberated woman, so I can sleep with anyone all the time.
Right.
Bad information. What
No.
was the result? Well, he has bad information too. He wants to be cool. He feels weak. So he goes out and he does things that he knows in his soul are unethical.
Yes.
He knows his mama didn't raise him that way.
Like,
She didn't tell him to treat women.
Yeah.
He knows. So every time he does something working against himself, he creates these negative karmas and he carries it. Do you think he wants that prison? No. We're all in a prison and we're shouting across a void, and someone's gotta say, hey, what's up with you, my friend? Not like, why are you doing that? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were not gonna work out.
Yeah.
But tell
so
me
classy.
tell me what this is.
well, when they block you, they know they did something wrong. When you text them and after they did what they did and you caught them in a bold-faced lie and you caught them and you got receipts and you text them the receipts and they block you,
Why don't you call them?
they're caught.
Well,
So I'm
Go
not,
to their house.
But
I'm not about to,
But this is
try to
part
help
of-
you through
this
your
is
little
part
mental
of that boundary. Hold on.
problems.
But look at this. it's the I got you. It's the finding what's wrong with other people mentality too. We're always looking for the bad smell.
Yep.
Oh, what's wrong?
Disqualifying.
But if you look for what's
Too good to be true.
but imagine if you look
Find
for
the
what is
receipts.
good.
What is good? Yes.
What is good, and then you find something bad, you come across it and you say, there's so much that's amazing with you, but why are you growing this fruit here?
Yeah.
And without a charge, without all the anger from our past, and you just
Yeah.
ask them. It doesn't mean you have a future relationship,
No.
but the inquiry, develop that curiosity, and you might see the person who is imprisoned in their bad ways change a little
this
bit.
person is definitely imprisoned. Many people are very much imprisoned. We all have been imprisoned, and so
We
I
all
agree with
are
that.
imprisoned.
Yeah,
In the
Yeah.
in
So
our
Yeah.
alone and untouchable is sometimes not healthy, okay?
Yeah.
So listen to Ray.
Please.
She actually just put
Great.
in the table everything that
Oh,
we
my
could
goodness.
fix something that we are, because insecurity, when a lot of people, when they said alone, and I am good alone.
I'm fine
I think
alone. I've been saying
sometimes
that
it's
for
the
years.
insecurity within us that we're trying to find out,
Yeah.
trying to fix and everything.
Yeah.
So I think be open. Open up yourself. That's
be
all.
open but wise, and I would say
Right.
trust yourself.
Trust
To
yourself.
be able to navigate in real time
Yes,
what's happening.
yes,
This is a practice and it's a skill. So let's not just say just trust and hope.
Just trust.
No,
Yeah, and hope.
it's
Right.
a skill.
Trust everybody.
Which is like the ability, like you start to feel something. What if you were like, I'm feeling really funny. That thing you just did, I don't understand why you did it. And it's kind of a red flag.
It made me feel some kind of way.
Can you explain?
Right.
What if you just, because I trust myself enough that I trust that reading and I trust myself to be able to navigate that person's response. And they're like, you're just tripping out. I'm like, yeah, I'm a trippy bitch.
I love that.
Tell
Keep
me
it
why you
100.
did this. Do you see how I don't defend?
Yes.
I repeat the question again. They're gonna they'll run a tactic, an insult or an avoidance, or they might act upset. It's always a tactic. Just ask again. Be like, yeah, I'm like this. Acknowledge what they say, but explain what you did, because I need to understand that, because I'm just one of these crazy ladies that needs to understand stuff.
I'm just a crazy.
And if you don't like that, that's totally cool. But I am like that, and I need to know why
Right.
did you just do that thing? Because
Yeah.
it's just weird.
How long
now.
have you been married, Ray?
Almost 4 years.
Oh,
Wow.
4 years. Have you been married
Oh, my
before?
No, it's my first marriage.
Oh my
But we
goodness!
were in-
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, he's a lucky guy.
Yes,
It's very lucky.
So lucky.
he's a lovely and wonderful human being.
Oh.
But we were engaged when we were little, and I waited 17 years while he worked out his stuff.
They were engaged when they were little. That's so cute.
We were little kids, and then I waited because he was a rock
have
star.
kids?
No, he has kids. He was a rock star, and he had to work out his stuff. But I'm like steady, and I was like, I know who you are. To me,
Yeah.
work out your stuff in this lifetime or the next.
And then come back.
And then we reconnected, and we're married within 2 weeks, and it's because I knew. But
Yeah,
I have
very
that
well,
solidity.
too.
I also know. I know that
That's
people go
beautiful.
through things, and the things they go through and the bad choices they make don't define the being. It's just they had a bad information.
Yeah.
And how do I know this? Because I know that all people underneath all the things sitting on them are good. Because I know what a person is. I know what this is the
Right.
study of yoga. I know what a being and all this amalgam of layers that are sitting on top of you. And when you know that, then you know that all the things sitting on top, their actions, their mindsets, their viewpoints, this is all changeable.
It's great.
Now, I'm not going to change it. They do. Just have a
Right.
look. Look at your own consciousness and you'll be like, oh, this cabinet is dirty. I'll clean it. It's that simple, but we don't look, and we don't have a process to look. So we end up trapped in the patterns. You're trapped in yours. He's trapped in his. She's trapped. And everyone's just trapped in their patterns, and none of it's real. It's all changeable and fake. How do we change it? You have a look. And you say, wait, I'm on a date with a guy who had a red flag. Do I need to freak out and defend, or do I just say, so you were just really rude to that waitress? Now that's a kind of funny way to be. Why?
Oh, I like that.
And you ask why, and then they defend. And you ask again. You'd be like, no, is that a normal thing, or are you just hungry? And you get to it. And
I
if you
love her
keep-
reactions.
But no, if you
to
keep
things.
asking, what you'll
It's just
find
good.
is you'll find the calculation in their mind from A to B, and you'll find all the miscalculations. And if you don't do that with the people around you, you're not a good friend.
Right.
Aside from being a romantic partner, be a good friend first to everyone you meet and say, hey, the waitress is having a tough time. Why did you do this? Like, explain. Because maybe there's a valid reason, maybe not. But if you don't ask them to look, nothing, they just stay in the pattern. She stays in her pattern. Now she's wounded. But if you ask, then maybe she comes back and he's like, you know what, I'm sorry for being rude to you. I'm having a tough day, or just, I hate waitresses and that's a bad idea, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But if you don't put the light of consciousness there, nothing changes. And we're all just
That is so true.
going through the same rinse and repeat.
And
Well,
so-
I think that is a really good way to end this segment.
Yes.
And I just learned something to actually help me read more on people. I love reading people, and I think this, what she said, I think we're gonna go and sign up on all Ray Indigo's classes. How's that?
Yes.
I do have a new one coming out in the beginning of April.
Oh
That's
my
good.
goodness.
We're gonna
Awesome.
talk about that when we come back.
Sure.
So
Okay.
please don't go away. Go grab your tea and stay with us. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, like,
And
You're gonna
share.
and share. We're gonna come back with Ray
Sharing is
Indigo's
caring.
classes and also her natural cosmetic products. We'll be right back. Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across social media platforms. We produce over 70 shows with over 1,000 episodes. In the process, we've helped over 100 creators realize their dreams and start their own show. We give platforms to promote your business. If you are an artist, if you have an event, if you are entrepreneurs, or if you have a story. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe and follow us on major social media platforms. And if you have a great idea of a show, join us. Social media shows can help you produce and live stream your own show. Let us help you make your dream become a reality.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
All right, welcome back to the second segment of the honeybees.
Last segment.
Last segment of the honeybees. I'm sorry, the last segment that we just had, we ended on an emotional note for myself, because as Ray was explaining all of these techniques that we really need to hone into and find ourselves during these self-care moments of realization and, through relationships and how to handle them. I became really emotional because it touched on a lot of experiences that I had in the past, and then it just resurfaced recently. And so, and even at my age, it doesn't matter. Age has nothing to do with it. Like Aaliyah said, age is nothing but a number.
I thought it's
because
age.
we all have emotions, we all have a heart, and we all love hard. Well, a lot of us love hard. I'll put it like that, because I know when I love hard, and I give a little bit more of myself than I should. And so, yeah.
Now,
You did that for me.
Are you
So I
ready
want
to
to
pay-
thank you so much.
Are
So
you ready to pay her?
yeah, I'm ready to pay her, because I told her during the break, you guys, that
You guys have to pay
she
her.
touched
too.
my heart. So I'm getting my credit cards out. So you're going to have to do the same, okay? Because you're going to love her session. The session with her, it will change your life. And so I will be scheduling mine, okay?
That's
Here's my credit
over
card
here.
right here.
So yeah,
It's,
So
it's
do you.
about being skillful, because we have to realize that no one ever taught us how to be skillful in personal relationships, love relationship,
True.
business
There's a
relationships.
manual.
Yeah.
And there needs to be a manual of like,
Yeah.
hey, this is another being, and yeah, they're being a jerk, but do you think existentially 100% they're always a jerk? You know, because there's something good in there, and what we need to realize is, what do we feed? Am I just going to tell them what's wrong with them, or am I going to remind them of what's good to the point where they shed what isn't? One of them gives a future for every being, and the other way of punishing because they made a mistake puts them in another prison.
Yes, and I think it also it goes deeper than just relationships and marriages or whatever. It can also be associated with your friendships and people that you deal with, working relationships, your family, how they treat you as well. So this is some great training, and to train your brain and train your heart to reverse those bad effects, that were in those bad mentalities that were placed on you by previous relationships.
Stop living from our pain.
Stop living from our pain and our past, and it's time to heal. And so this is some great information.
We're gonna go into your next class coming up, but before we go there, I just have one more question. I had the tendency, and I actually do it often, that when I get hurt, I push it on the side. And I know that eventually...
So you got a hurt pouch over here.
Yes.
You have like a little,
I have a hurt.
You have a
You
pocket
don't see me
pain.
hurt.
Yeah.
Like what I said, I'm stoic. I have a cold heart because I have a pouch. A pouch of
All right, good.
hurt.
So what do we do about this?
Yeah.
So first off, I'd like to acknowledge that well done surviving a hard world, because that is a way we take it, the pain, and we say, you know what, I have to survive. I'm going to put it here and I'll deal with it someday. But that someday has to come. And there's a very specific way that we unpack. My teacher called it treasure boxes. This is your treasure box. And some days you're like, you look at the treasure box, you're like, not going there.
Not today.
Other days you look and you say, you know what? It's time that I pull this out, and I
One by one.
and I grieve for the little me whose heart was broken, and I grieve and I acknowledge that. And there's a very specific way that we do this in yoga. It's klesha clearing practices. I don't want to get into weird Sanskrit stuff, but it's a very succinct process that essentially takes these negative memories, and if you think about the emotion around them like a color or a charge, and it removes all of that, because that charge is what makes you crazy. That charge is what kicks in when you get triggered. So what we do is we succinctly remove that charge. So you have the memory, and it's almost as if it happened to someone else, which it did, because you are not the same as you were then.
Oh, wow.
So it did happen to someone else. And then it becomes a wisdom, a guidance, and a knowledge, as opposed to a pain. Because, whether you believe you have one lifetime or 100,000, you've been in pain many, many, many times. And we have to take a moment and actually acknowledge these things to release them. And so there's a very specific way that we unpack that pain pouch.
Yeah.
And we organize it and say, okay, and when you do this, the part of you that was replaced by pain that you lost is returned.
Wow.
So you get you back, because a part of you is stuck in that memory, still fighting it, still saying, no, it's not right. No, this shouldn't happen. Still resisting. And that resistance makes the thing persist. So that keeps it with you. And now you're walking around. It's not a little pain pouch. It's like a giant bubble sitting on your back that you carry. And now you try to go and have a new relationship, and you're like, wait, hold on. And you actually put that pain pouch in front of you before you meet someone else, and you wonder why it doesn't work.
Yeah, I guess
That's the
me.
reason why I
She
said
just
I
called
am
me
not
out.
gonna,
That's right.
that's probably the reason why I am not ready for relationship. I'm not going into relationship because I have that
You need to
pouch.
unpack the pain
I need to
pouch.
unpack
Yeah.
and
Let's unpack the pain pouch.
That's me.
I need to
'Cause-
unpack that hurt, that pain, but
How?
But just when
I don't have time.
You do
decided to
have
keep it in the
time.
practice in the front.
It's not an issue of time.
Yeah.
It's an issue of you don't know how, because the moment you touch it, you need a method. It's like when you go to clean the pantry. You need the thing to wipe stuff. You need all the tools, and you don't have them because this society hasn't provided you with actual, clear, functional, honest tools to handle traumas. And what's happening in a lot of the psychology and therapy thing, I don't see people improving. And from yoga, that we have a very different method for handling this, and it's not well known.
I'm gonna sign up for yoga.
It's not well known. It's not asana. It's not, you can't go work out the body, and it's not gonna. This is
I was about to say, is it the?
no.
'cause
You
I'm
don't-
very
there's
stiff.
No legs behind the head. None of
Yeah,
that.
I wouldn't
You
be able to
sit.
do that.
Actually, you sit, and usually there's someone with you. Once you learn the form, you do it yourself, and you.
So is there a process?
Yes, a very clear process.
Is this process we can find it on your website as a
No, I something
motivation?
I have to teach because if I give the information without watching the person receive it and they misunderstand it, then I gave them a weapon to hurt themselves as opposed to a tool to clean, because I have to make sure you understand, and there's certain things you have to understand about the nature of unpacking that is not probably something you know yet. So I have to give kind of the baseline explanations. So I would love to. That I just have a PDF.
So your class is
That's
coming up
really
soon.
awesome.
What's class?
So I'm doing a course on the Yoga Sutras, which is 196 aphorisms. They're like these little chunks of wisdom, and each one is enough to fill an entire school of yoga. So we walk through them, and essentially what it does is it undoes. So all the time, who we are is externally manifesting. So whether you're a dancer or a pirate or a doctor, whatever it is, you're living for the external, and that's how you know yourself. But you didn't spend any time looking at who I am, and am I sure I want to, the who I am is how I want it to be. And so the process of this deals with who I am, and basically you learn kind of the source codes for how to first clear the stuff that you're not, and then to really define how do I want to be in this life. And it's been around for 5,000 years for a reason, because it works. So I'm basically doing a 3-month course where you meet once a week via Zoom, so I have people all over the world. And you get a recording,
wonderful.
and it's very
that's even
personal.
better.
Yeah, it's super personal. So if you everyone will get stuck on a different sutra. So there's specific practices that are given. Okay, this one you don't understand. Yes, we got a treasure box. Some of the sutras you'll be like, oh, I know that truly.
Yeah.
Other ones you'll be like, it's almost like you can't see it. And when I find that in a student, I know I found a treasure box. And then we have specific practices. They bring it to their life, and it's like a veil lifts, and you get another dimension of beingness. And
When is this class?
it starts April 6th.
April 6th.
6th.
And then they can go and find it. How we can sign up?
I have, if you go on my social media, Ray Indigo on Instagram, there's a link in the bio for this course. It's on my Formula Flawless website. I don't know if it's super searchable. I should probably put a banner at the top. So yeah, probably the easiest way is Ray Indigo, RAEINDIGO on Instagram. And you'll just find a link, and you can always write to me any questions. I'm pretty easy to talk to.
She is.
I'm following her now, you guys.
Easy. She's
So that's
very,
what I'm
very
doing.
easy. Well, thank you for that information.
Thank you.
We're gonna get into the beauty products.
Yes.
Yes.
self-care.
So
Fun stuff.
this is one other thing. She is jack of all trades.
Jill of all trades.
Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill, right? Together. Oh.
So tell us a little bit how you came up with this product.
When I was so I went to school for organic chemistry. I'm a biochemist. And when I was in college, I started making skincare because I had a lot of skin issues, and I also understood what's in other products. And so that was really successful, but I was like 19. And
Wow.
Who wants to have a skincare company at 19?
Well, you never know.
I
mean,
didn't. I had other things to go and do.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of them were partying at that age. You know, of course, I was too, trying to anyway.
I just, it
But
doesn't
I got
sound-
married very young. I got married at 19 and had my
Right.
twins.
Oh,
So-
so that's wonderful, though. It's a
Yeah.
good time to have it. You have all that youthful.
yeah,
spirit.
yeah. That's why I'm still a big kid. You know.
I'm still 14.
I know.
I never grew past that.
No, and I always say I'm a Toys R Us kid. I'm gonna never grow up.
So I when COVID happened, everything was shut down,
Yeah.
and so finally after touring for all these years, my skin was a disaster. I had all the hyperpigmentation because I'm using all the products you buy in the very expensive things.
Yeah.
None of them worked. I knew why they didn't work, but making your
my
own stuff
goodness.
takes a second.
Yeah,
So I started doing my own, and then I was selling an online course on breathwork, pranayama. And I made this post, and all the comments were like, "What are you using for your skin? What are you?" And I'm like, I got really mad. Yeah, I got really mad because I was trying to sell something else.
Yes, exactly. Something
But then-
totally different.
But then I was there. I'm like, I make my own stuff, and they're like, well, can you sell it? And I was like, why, yes, I can. And so now it's 3 years later. We have over 80 different formulations. I specialize in anti-aging. What's really different about it is it's made with yogic standards of purity, which is very different from regular manufacturing. So we do everything from clean the air to make sure the vibrations are good when we make stuff. But we also make everything fresh, because in yoga, any preparation should be made fresh. So all of our products are made fresh every week, which means no additives, stabilizers, fillers, nasty preservatives. So a normal formulation that you buy in a store, it's 60 to 80% garbage. It's just stabilization.
yes.
You
It
get
makes
like,
it makes your face
Yes.
kinda like saggy. It's just like you're holding a weight in your.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because it just sits on top of your
But it-
skin.
but
It doesn't benefit your
it doesn't
skin.
benefit. You think about it in percentages. If
Yeah.
60 to 80% benefits the manufacturer, and the last, and that's a generous number, by the way, and the rest maybe benefits you, but it's in this thing of sludge. You
Yes.
cannot, like, let's understand it this way. I invite you over for a dinner of salad. And you're like, oh, Ray makes amazing salads. And you come and I'm like, here's your salad. I made it 6 months ago. It's well preserved.
No,
Yeah, but we do that to our skin, and then we expect to be beautiful.
that's absolute great.
And then the marketers at all these companies, they lie to you. They're like, oh, it's got this in it and this in it. It's got like 1%. And the rest,
Yeah.
like, look at the other things. Just go and look them up. How is that going to help your skin?
Right.
So what I do is different, because I want my products to actually work, and I don't make a thing I wouldn't use, which means that there's a
Look at
boundary.
her. Look at her skin.
I know her skin is flawless.
Yes,
And
look
just
at
like the name.
That's what the whole
Formula
goal of the
Flawless.
brand is, to be able to wear makeup or not. So you
Yes.
don't need it.
And it is very natural. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
all
not
the
even
products
look like
you can
them.
eat them.
Yeah.
They're not natural. Not
you
that I
have some
recommend.
Make me hungry.
I do. I dropped a few. So
Yes,
this
let
is
me go grab the other one.
Yes.
so this is F19. This is it's an antioxidant serum. Try it. You got to
Wow.
smell this. Take a few drops. Here,
Super antioxidant serum.
let me give you a few drops of this on your hand. So I'm dropping it on you so you don't get it on your
Okay.
beautiful suit. Just smell that. So this will brighten. Right.
OMG honeybee.
It smells like an organic, healthy Jolly Rancher, right? That's.
Are you sure we can eat this?
You
I can't
could.
lick
These are all
it.
food grade. You can. I don't know if it'll taste good, but so it smells. Like, there's no.
What did you just use?
This one, you want to try?
Oh my goodness!
It's the Just
well,
Fruit.
because everybody's
Here, try.
body chemistry may be a little different, right?
Try.
Is it the same? Like,
Everybody's gonna.
is it have a
bond with
different smell
things, yeah.
to it on their own skin?
Yeah.
But it's still gonna smell
Here,
almost
you
the
Try
same.
this one on the other hand. Now this is our fast
Oh
recovery
my
serum. You've been wearing a lot of makeup, going out too much.
Oh, shucks.
I have this.
Oh my goodness!
Right, totally different. And
It's totally different. This is almost like a. Oh,
It's
there's my
super-
phone. I'll leave it there. It's like a
super
mint
lightweight.
eucalyptus
Is this
sweet.
medicinal?
Where do you use this?
Yeah.
This is
The
for.
face. Yeah, these
Yeah,
are facial
this is
serums.
medicinal,
So
but-
this one will brighten your skin, hyperpigmentation.
And I have it on my
tons of, like,
forehead.
Vitamin C.
That's
yeah.
why I use a lot of foundation.
I am so mean.
I can't see them. So I have hyperpigmentation.
I
on
said
my
no
forehead
to
and
this, and
wrinkles.
then afterwards I said yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, 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 yes,
This
yes.
is our biggest seller. This is Formula 3. You have to shake it up.
I don't even know
I
how to
don't-
wash my hands.
I know. This
This
is
is going to be
this
devastating.
is wrinkle plumping, super anti-aging. This is what launched the whole line.
This
It's
is what I
very
need.
thick.
I need some anti-aging.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Totally
And that's
different.
different.
totally different.
That's different.
If you go on her website, you'll see all this testimony of all the people. It's amazing.
And they're all real. I know all these
They
people.
smell-
I know them personally.
Yes.
Every test,
Yes.
I'm very in communication
Yes.
with all of my
Yes.
clients.
And this smells like dinner. Like,
Yeah.
I swear I can eat dinner right now. Like, this smells
If you
like a
know that
lobster.
all these
sweet
people
and
that
sour.
is testimonial, you will also see them actually commenting on your videos.
Yeah, because we're a smaller company, so we're very personal. We have excellent customer service, 100% money back guarantee on everything. I want you to be happy. If it doesn't work for you, I just refund you or replace something else.
Right.
I don't want anyone to be unhappy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So where do you manufacture this?
Here in Vegas, yeah,
Here in
I have a
Vegas?
small lab. Yep, very
Went to
small.
that lab with a pickup
It's mostly
truck.
refrigeration, yeah. And because I'm doing tiny things fresh every week, so I don't need a huge facility unless I'm storing stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
everything's made fresh.
This
Here's
is amazing.
This is a night cream.
Oh,
So
gosh.
This has
Oh,
hyaluronic. Here,
wow.
try some of this. It has
Well,
hyaluronic.
why does it say F1? It's like F1.
It's a F1
Yeah,
and I.
that's
All the
F1.
formulas are just a number. I
Yeah,
didn't know
but
how
it's
to
so
name
funny.
them. I'm such a
F1.
nerd. I was just like Formula 1, Formula 2. So try some of this. This has hyaluronic acid in it.
You were on Shark Tank.
I auditioned for it.
Oh, you
yeah.
audition, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's different. Now, does this have a little hint? It's almost
This
like a hint
is
of
night-
coconut
night
for me.
cream.
For
It
me.
has
Does it?
cacao.
Is it
It's
cacao?
chocolate.
Okay, I know I
Chocolate.
smelled
I will
something
be using
that,
this product, so
Yeah.
you're gonna
Okay,
actually
sure.
see me right now and in a month. In a month,
Oh yeah, you'll have
Okay.
a big change the first time you use it because it'll work.
so
really
I'm
fast.
gonna be
Glowing.
using this. Look at me right now, and in a month,
Right
see,
before?
tell me what's the difference.
like before.
I'm gonna be
After.
the model of Formula Flawless,
Look, right here, before,
and after.
after, after Formula
But what
Flawless.
you notice is it doesn't take much. Because
No,
It
I
doesn't.
don't.
you
Very-
just need a
very
few drops.
concentrated.
Yeah, because there's no additives or fillers in your
Right.
face, too. It's all
And it's
active.
not oily either.
You know
I
what
do love
I
this. It's not oily. Like I'm
I
actually
use
doing this
L'Oreal for my
This is great.
moisturizers and night cream. Listen to this. So what I use, okay, so my moisturizer for L'Oreal was, this is small thing. It takes me probably 6 months or more. It's because I use a little bit. And it's not, you need to use a lot. But I
Right.
cannot use a lot because it just irritates my skin and it's heavy, right?
It shouldn't
Yeah.
irritate your skin. Your skincare
Oh no, not irritate,
should
but
not irritate
what I mean is
you.
feels
I'm irritated.
oppressive.
Yes, I feel irritated
Heavy.
with all these things. That's the
Yeah.
reason why I said no many times to you, because as much as possible, I don't want to use any more beauty products. But
Yeah.
this one, look at this.
It's different.
You see, I know how it feels, and
Yes.
anything I know how it. I know
Exactly.
how it feels. You
Yes,
know how it
exactly.
feels. And this one is like something I can actually just
Put on.
spray.
Yeah, you can just a couple little drops and just moisturize it in
Yeah.
and you go.
But that's
I
the
love-
difference because the ingredients.
Go and glow.
Glow and glow, yeah. The ingredients in all of these, everything's like the highest quality available. I spend a lot of time sourcing. And we oftentimes, I find new or wild crafted source.
That's
We
great.
distill all the water elements in our creams, our
Right.
salad. Everything's like super pure and fresh. So so it goes right in. It works and your skin just is healthy. This is your largest organ in your body.
Yes, it
It's
is.
one you can touch and
Have to
affect.
Are you planning to have some lotions too?
Oh, I have full body creams, body scrubs. I just didn't bring. I have some over here. You want to see a body?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay. We'll
My
go in.
goodness.
I hated this. I hated Bath and Body and Victoria's Secret.
Well, I'm sorry, I am a
I don't
Bath
like
and Body
them
Works. So I
anymore.
like the
I start
little
using-
sprays and
I started
I
baby.
like body sprays.
What
Not
Johnson?
for health, not for skincare.
This is a vanilla. Look how thick that is.
Oh my god.
Vanilla body cream.
Ooh.
Try that on your leg.
Oh wait, I need a little bit more.
Yeah,
to
have as
dab
much as
it
you
in.
want.
Yeah, okay. Oh my god, because my hands
Okay.
are dry. I didn't have
It's
time to
very
do my tan
popular
hands.
with strippers because it doesn't make them slip off a pole.
I was just about to
Oh,
say,
yeah,
so they
it's
can
not
slide down
greasy,
the pole
it-
very
but it doesn't
easily.
slide.
I need a pole dancer
They-
instructor.
I didn't know that, and I
This-
gave it to a girlfriend of mine who was doing pole dancing class, and she's like, "Oh my!" And then I started selling it
Oh,
to
that
a lot of
smells
dancers.
so
Here's
good.
another one.
It's
This
like a
is-
citrus, but vanilla.
It's a vanilla spice.
Oh,
Here's
yeah,
this is-
that's a
try
spicy.
Some of this
Oh
one.
my goodness.
I want to try that.
Yeah, this is
This is Formula
Lemongrass.
Flawless.
Oh, that smells good.
and just look at how nicely it goes in.
my
And
I
it
like the
goodness.
smell of this one.
It's
I get-
lemongrass. That
Lemongrass
one is
smells
very
good.
spicy. So
I just
people
put
like
my
it. I
hands
also
too.
have I do a chocolate one that's very chocolatey, chocolate spice.
Ooh, I think I like the chocolate.
Yeah, I didn't bring that one. I just
No, this lemon spice is good for me. I like the lemon because I love lemons, but because I have a gastro problem, with GERD, you can't
Yeah,
have
I like
lemons.
the smell.
It's really bad for me. So I can't eat lemons, but I love to put it on my skin.
It's just, I like them. So the body, I don't put any scent in any of the skincare because any smell you have in the skincare is actually from the active ingredients. They're not scented.
That's
in
awesome.
the body. We use essentials in the body care because a lot of my clients want this. They want, that's your perfume.
I mean, rubbing it on the back of
yeah.
my neck. It smells so good. I'm rubbing it on the back of my neck too.
They're gonna smell like
I
only
have
not
foundation here,
flawless.
so I can't rub it.
Anyway.
I'll be like rubbing it all over me.
Anyways, go ahead and tell our viewers where they can find it.
FormulaFlawless.com. If you email, you have any questions, we have a lot of products. So if you want any help selecting, just write to me. I'm very easy to communicate with, and we have great customer service. And I'm happy to walk you through. Some of the concepts are different for how we do skincare. Like, you won't find a bunch of toners and cleansers because I do scrubs, so we're not just breaking the skin's boundary. And I have a different viewpoint or philosophy on how to make the skin look like this. And I also teach on gua sha and microneedling at home, so you can do a lot of the kind of the workout for the skin, and help with wrinkles. If you don't want to do Botox, I teach all of that. So
awesome.
Yeah, I just want women, like, when your confidence sucks, it's hard to do anything in life. And
It
when
really
your skin
is.
looks bad and you have to cover up all the time to go to
Very
the grocery
much.
store, you don't feel good. And I just found that I could actually fix this because of the integrity. I know why the other products aren't working because I'm a chemist. So I fixed it.
Yes.
That's really funny that you
beautiful.
actually mentioned about going to the grocery. You need to cover up. Do you know that I go in the grocery store with my SpongeBob pajamas and my hair is
I
just
can see you.
I do the baseball hat. I'm
I'm the baseball hat.
I'm the baseball
yes.
hat.
I actually wore it
I-
yesterday when I was doing my
I
earrings.
don't want anybody.
I don't want people to, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be talked to.
Because I don't
The
put
hat
makeup
is
on. But you know what? I
But
have
you
this
won't
one.
need makeup, just mascara and
True.
done with the skincare. That's the thing. You
True.
can just
the
mascara
only
and
time
go.
the only time that I put makeup is when I have a show. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
go on.
yeah. When I go to
I can go on a date now that without makeup.
Oh,
I
no,
said,
not me.
You're gonna have to love me
Can't go
who
that
I
far.
am.
Love me how I am.
Yeah,
I know that's
exactly.
true, but I can't go
Yeah,
that far.
oh, no, I go on a
I need
date.
the makeup.
Give it 2 months. Let me tell you a story. So a friend of mine's a hairdresser, and she wore heavy foundation her whole life. And even to walk outside her house, 2 weeks of using the specific products. And she's like, I come to get my hair done. And it's 2 weeks after I gave her these products. And she comes in and I look at her, I'm like, you're not wearing any makeup. She's like, girl, it's the first time in my life my skin looks better without it. That's what I do. So makeup is a plus, not
Now
a
this
must.
is gonna help
Yes,
me
that's
too.
true.
Now you're gonna recognize me even without the makeup now.
But people think that they can't fix their skin because they go to all these expensive doctors and they just don't get the right information. I will explain to you how your skin regenerates. It regenerates
Awesome.
every 28 to 40 days. You grow completely new cells.
Wow.
Why are they growing back worse instead of better? That's what I solved, the
Wow,
why.
right.
I fixed the why. So
I love
every
it.
skin cycle, your gene expression improves. In other words, you're switching on the positive genes that build collagen and get rid of hyperpigmentation, and the negative ones are switched off. And this, we know how to do. It's science.
Right.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Thank
That's
you so
incredible.
much.
It's a
It is.
pleasure.
Wow, coming from a actual chemist, you guys. So,
Yes.
we're speaking to the source. Okay,
Yes,
the roots.
The roots.
Like,
Yes, we're not going on the middle person.
No,
No,
middle
I'm
people
not just
here.
the founder who hired a lab.
Right,
It's a difference.
exactly.
I want to be in communication with the molecules I send out to people
Wow.
so that I know they're in their best state and they actually work.
Oh my
Awesome. Well,
That must be
anyways,
exciting.
guys, look at me right now. In a month, you'll tell me if you can tell the difference, because I will be start using these products starting tomorrow. Today I will be washing my face only, right? But tomorrow I'm gonna be using this product. Well, I'm gonna use the night cream if there is night cream, but I will be using starting today. Look at me now.
Awesome.
Look at me later too. But anyways, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for
Such a
Yes.
pleasure. Thank you,
It
Lee.
was an honor having you.
It's an honor
wow,
being
on so many levels. So many levels.
Right.
And we're definitely going to talk behind the scenes.
Christina,
She
give
said some
your
things
last
today.
words before we go.
Well, I just want to say thank you for everyone for watching, for tuning in, for supporting social media shows and the honeybees. We thank you ever so much. And we welcome you to come back. Always share, like, comment, and share your feedback on this particular episode because it was amazing. We miss our JC, our Hornet. We love you, JC, but we are so thankful that we have Miss Ray here with her fabulous products, and we just can't wait to see more from you. And make sure you go and follow her on all her social media platforms and get that product because she's amazing. It smells so good. All right, have a great one. You guys, we'll see you on the next show.